Hi, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Miss Annie?
I'm also doing fine so far. So what did you do before the simulation class?
I slept. So I overslept today because I slept quite late yesterday. That's why, yeah, after sleeping for about 7 hours, then I went into the simulation right after.
Okay, so first of all, let me introduce myself. My full name is Antonia Tefa. This name might sounds like not familiar to you because not many people having that name, but you could simply call me Annie. I graduated from Monash University, Australia. So would you please introduce yourself to me?
Okay, my name is Irbah, Miss Annie. You can call me Irbah. I graduated from University of Pajajaran, but currently I'm working in a hospital.
Okay. So may I know why do you want to take this IELTS preparation class?
Yeah, I want to continue my study for master. And I think most of my major are based in Australia and or Netherlands. So that's why I want to take IELTS preparation class.
Okay. So what university will you go to enroll yourself there for Australia or either Netherlands?
I think I do not have any specific university that I want to go, but I actually looking forward to go to a certain major, which are clinical research or biomedicines or epidemiology. And as I've mentioned before, all of them are mostly based in Australia and Netherlands. So yeah, that's why I chose.
Okay. But you haven't decided which university to go.
Yeah.
So is the country fixed already for either Australia or Netherlands, or would you like to go to try in the US?
I think I will try both of those countries and maybe UK as well. But I do not have any interest to take my master in US. I don't know why, but yeah, I just want to go to either these three countries.
What was your major in a bachelor or undergraduate program?
Well, I am a pharmacy graduate.
Okay, so that's why you would like to take.
I took pharmacy in my for my undergraduate class, but then after I complicated, I was contemplating it a lot. I think I do not want to take pharmacy after for my master class. So I kind of want to try new things, want to study different kind of things. So that's why, yeah, it's a little bit off the road.
Oh, wow, that's great. So have you ever taken any IELTS preparation course before, or have you ever taken IELTS test before?
No, I haven't taken IELTS examination, but once, I think last year around August, July till August, well, I have taken private classes, but it didn't really go well, and I didn't proceed it further because I think because since like I am currently working in a private hospital, and my working system is shifting, and then I need to, you know, to adapt with the whole different kind of schedule. It was hard for me at the beginning, but since like I'm quite adapted with such working system, so that's why I think I wanted to take an intensive class for my IELTS preparation.
Okay, that's great. So today we are going to do the simulation on IELTS speaking section. So do you know something about IELTS or IELTS speaking section in particular?
I think there are 3 sections, right?
Yes.
The first one is just like basic, so I will be question like in more familiar details, so whether it is about my personal questions or something. And then the second one, I think I will be question more about a, you know, a certain topic. Is that right?
Yes.
But I do not know that section.
Okay. So let me explain to you a bit about that.
Okay.
So IELTS speaking section, it will take you around 11 to 14 minutes to complete. So within this 11 to 14 minutes, the examiner is going to ask you some questions. Okay. There will be 3 parts, as you have mentioned before. Part 1, it will be an introduction part. So the examiner is going to ask question about yourself and also some of the general question, but the topic will be related to yourself and your daily life. For part 2, the examiner is going to give you a task card. Within that task card, there will be a particular topic and some questions written on it that you need to answer. For this part is a bit different to part 1. Here, the examiner is going to give you 1 minute preparation before speaking for about 1 up to 2 minutes. So you will definitely have 1 minute to prepare. You may take notes within that preparation time. And then after that, the examiner is going to give you 1 up to 2 minutes to talk about that topic. After that, you will have the last part or the third part. Here, it will be like more like a discussion between you and the examiner. So the examiner is going to ask you questions, and then the topic of the question will be related to part 2. Part 1 and part 3, there will be no preparation time. It means that after the examiner gives you question, you have to directly answer it. Part 1 and part 3 are a bit different. In part 3, do not speak too long, do not speak too short. 2 or 3 sentences, that's enough. But in part 3, you have to talk longer because you have to provide reasons and also example to support your answer. Do you get this one or do you have question?
So for the second part, for the second section, I will be given time for preparation.
Yes, sure.
Okay. So it will be much longer. My answer will be much longer than for the last part, right?
Yeah, because you are going to talk for about 1 up to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let us go for this one. These are the do and don'ts in IELTS speaking section. The first one, be aware of the question types so that you will not give irrelevant answer. The second one, do not give 1 or 2 word answer. You have to answer the question and give added information. So the example here, do you have any plans to go to university? The answer is yes, for sure. I would like to major in mechanical engineering. So make sure that by the time you have question like this, you will not only answer yes, I do, no, I don't. Do you get this one?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, if you get this one, then I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you have any plans to go to university?
Yeah, but I would like to continue my study for my master study, and I think I would like to major in clinical research or epidemiology.
Okay, great. Let us go for this one. Good answer, it contains a main answer and also supporting ideas. So for example, by the time the examiner asks you question, do you like swimming? And then you could answer it by saying, I love swimming because it is so relaxing. Besides, it helped me be in shape. So here you have the main idea, which is I love swimming. And then you have two supporting ideas. The first one, it is so relaxing. The second one, it helps me be in shape. Do you get this one?
Okay.
To help you in answering the question, you could definitely use the linking words. So here, the example, there are two linking words that you could use, because and besides.
Okay.
Next one, if you cannot think of a word, then paraphrase it. So sometimes when we are panic, we are nervous, and then we are running out of time, the idea is already in our mind, but we cannot say it. So here, the example, if you are about to say he is a reliable person, but in the middle of you talk, you cannot think of the word reliable. You cannot say the word reliable, and then you could paraphrase it into he is a sort of a person you can always depend on.
Okay. Okay.
Next one, listen carefully to the questions and then answer the question to the point. Do not go around the past. So here, this is the explanation. So especially in part 3, by the time the examiner asks you question, and then you will definitely cannot answer it directly, you need some time to think about the answer. So if you would like to buy time for thinking about the answer, instead of saying, or being freeze at a couple of seconds at the beginning of your sentence, it will be better if you could buy the time for thinking about the answer by saying this kind of phrases. So for example, the examiner asks you question, is family important to you? And then you need time to think whether your family is important to you or not. And then you could say, that is an interesting question. Let me think about it. Or you could say, so let me see. Do you get this one?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any question?
Up to this moment, no, I don't have any question.
Since you have no question, let us go for practice. So here, we are going to practice part 1, part 2, and part 3. So I'm going to be the practice examiner, and then you are going to be the candidate. So here are the questions. Do you like watching TV?
No, I do not really often watching TV.
Okay. Second one, how often do you watch TV?
I think twice a month, I guess, because I do not find that any particular program that I like on the TV channels.
What kind of TV programs do you like to watch?
Well, movies, either movies or cartoons, maybe a little bit of news, but I do not have any specific one.
What are the most popular TV shows in your country?
Well, I think the highest TV rating programs will be Sinetron or television series.
Has the internet affect your viewing habits?
Yes, I think it has affected my viewing habits a lot, since I kind of spending my time when I don't working. I don't work. I think I will be probably YouTube and I think I mostly spend my time, you know, by watching YouTube.
Okay. So what do you think about the questions in part 1? Are they difficult to answer?
It is not that difficult, but I think that I do not elaborate enough. Is that right?
Okay, so let me give you an explanation about this one, part 1. The question will stop here. Do you like watching TV? The question will stop there. However, by the time you answer the question, please put in mind that why and why not is behind the question so that you could elaborate.
Even though, like, since I will not if for the real test, I will not know what will be the next question, right?
Yes, sure. So you will only look at question in part 2. For part 1 and part 3, you will not see them.
So it is okay if I actually answer it longer than it's supposed to be. Like, do you, if I've been questioned, like, do you like watching TV? No, I don't. I don't usually watch TV that often.
That's okay. That's okay. So as long as you do not speak too short and do not speak too long. So for example, do you like watching TV? Do not simply answer, no, I don't. You have to expand. 2 or 3 sentences are enough for part 1.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other question about part 1?
No.
Okay, since you have no question, let us go for part 2. So here, I want you to describe about a book. Okay, so 1 minute to prepare. You may take notes about what you are going to say. Are you ready for this one?
Wait a minute.
Sure.
I can bring my pen, right?
In the real test, if you take paper-based test, you are not allowed to bring anything to the test.
Okay.
So the examiner is going to give you the paper and pencil for taking notes.
Okay. How about if I take the computer-based test?
You will have your own.
Okay, I will bring it my own.
Yeah.
For the CBT, okay.
Okay, so let us go for this one. 1 minute to prepare. You may start now. Okay, time is up for the preparation time. Now you will have 1 up to 2 minutes to talk. Make sure that you do not talk less than 1 minute.
Okay.
So let us go for this one. You may start now.
Okay. So the recent book that I have been reading until now is called Small Pleasures. I bought it from Paraplus, and the reason why I bought the book at first place is because like I found the title is very interesting, Small Pleasures, and I've been reading it for like 3 months, but I haven't finished the whole book yet. So I think I am kind of thrilled how the story kind of disclosed. So the book tells me about a journalist. So this is a story of a journalist, and the journalist is kind of leading a dull and boring life. So her own daily life is kind of monotone, and there is a the journalist is working on a certain kind of section in the newspaper, and she has been and once there is a reader who posted a mail that claimed that she actually being impregnated. What is that? Well, not being conceived. So she has baby, but without having, sex.
Okay, the time is up.
So okay.
So what do you think about this one, the second part?
It is harder, of course, than the last one.
Okay. So now let us.
And I find myself stuttering quite a lot.
I'm struggling to answer this one. Okay,
Yeah.
so let us. Do you have question about part 2?
What is the tips for me to for not stuttering a lot?
So for this one, the point is that make detailed notes. So use that 1 minute preparation time wisely to take notes. If it is possible, try to take detailed notes so that you could answer the questions without struggling. The problem of getting stuck or struggling in talking in part 2 is that you talk while thinking about the answer. So that's why you do not pay attention to either the language, because you are thinking about the idea. What should I talk after this one? That's why you get struggled.
Okay. So the more detail while taking the notes will be much better.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
So that you will not forgetting the things that you would like to say. But if you only take like 2 or 3 words in your notes, and then by the time you talk, you also think about what you are going to talk next.
Okay. So for the notes that I'll be taking, do you take it, like in full sentence, or only a phrase, only phrases?
It depends on yourself. So for me, I'm a type of person who likes to draw the mind map. So for part 2, I will definitely draw a mind map. But if you are not good enough in drawing mind map, it will be better if you could list down the words that you are going to say.
Okay.
Okay, let us move on to part 3. The topic is related to that one. Do people read more nowadays?
Oh, I should answer the question.
Yes. So part 3 is a bit the same as part 1. You have to answer it directly, but make it longer. Okay. Do people read more nowadays?
I think people do not read more nowadays, since there are a lot of visual contents available out there. So I think the people prefer to watch, movies or videos compared to read.
Do you read before going to bed?
Well, I don't usually read before going to bed. Most of the time, I think it depends on the day. If I in the morning, then I will read maybe in the afternoon or the evening, at the evening. But I don't usually read before going to bed.
Okay. In your opinion, how will ebook affect paper books?
I think ebooks are a good features, since that paper books, since like everyone will get it is more accessible than paper books, and you can download it in like 3 minutes or something, and then you can read it after that. Since paper books and most of the English paper books are not available in each of the city, and if there is a ebooks version available, then people will have it is more reachable to get the same kind of book, but make it online.
Okay, last question. What is the difference between films and books?
Well, I think books are much more details, and for the books, for certain kind of scenes, they make it and I think the writers will let the readers to imagine themselves, how the scenes should be look like. But for the films, you kind of being the films for the films, you are being handed the scenes, and then you can only see it, but you will not be able to imagine.
Okay, so what do you think about questions in part 3? Topic and also the
yeah, it is kind of the same with the section 1, but there is a certain topic to be answered, so it's kind of harder.
Okay, so far do you have question about this one in part 3?
No, I do not think, but I think I need to practice a little bit more.
Okay, so since you have no question, I'm going to ask you some questions, not some, but only probably 1 or 2. When are you available to learn?
I can start from February.
I mean, what time or day?
Oh, what time?
Yeah.
So it will be different per week, since my working shift, I have a rotation.
Okay, so it will be like so for example, for this week it would be like Monday morning. Monday morning, but next week it could be like Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something.
Are you okay if you learn at weekend, or it should be in weekdays?
I think weekend or weekdays will be much the same since like I don't usually have my off days on the weekends.
Okay. You do not have like day off on
No,
weekend?
no,
Oh, okay.
no. I do not have something like that. So all the days are same.
Okay, okay. However, because you are working shift, so you could learn like for this Monday, it could be in the morning, but next Monday it could be at night or afternoon.
Yeah, so it depends on my schedule.
Okay, okay, okay then. So do you still have questions?
No.
Since you have no question, thank you for joining.
I have one question. So I've been mentioned that I will get 2 tutor, right?
Oh yeah, sure. You will definitely get 2 tutors. So for example, you will have me for speaking and listening, but then you will have other tutor for reading and writing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so do you still have questions?
How can we adjust our schedule?
So for this time being, like we already have students for that specific time, but since you are working in shift, so we could probably like go for, I mean, like for the afternoon, and that it is full already, but we could like adjust to it. I mean, like from WhatsApp, we could talk about how can you learn.
Okay, I think we can work in per week. Work on the schedule per week since for the next week. So they do not disclose the whole schedule for
for 1 month. So it is per week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, only per week.
Okay.
They disclose it per week.
Okay. So do you still have questions?
No.
Okay. Since you have no question, thank you for joining me today in the simulation class. I'm going to see you around.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Annie, for your time.
Sure. Have a good day.
Okay. Goodbye.